Aloha and welcome to the Ed Resonance Podcast. I'm your host, Rob, and I am joined by my incredible research assistant, Alice. Alice, how's the data looking today?
It's looking sharp, Rob. I've been digging through the latest trends, and I think we've found some real game changers for the classroom.
I love to hear it. Today, we're diving into a topic that's pretty much on every educator's mind right now: AI in the classroom. And specifically, how do we let students use it successfully without it just doing all the thinking for them? It's a huge challenge, right, Alice?
Absolutely, Robert. It's like the elephant in the room, or rather, the super intelligent robot in the room. There's so much fear and apprehension that AI will just lead to widespread academic dishonesty, but I truly believe that's looking at it through the wrong lens. It's about how we design its use.
Exactly. We can't just ban it. That's like banning calculators because students won't learn math. The skill isn't in doing the rote calculation anymore. It's in knowing what calculation to do and interpreting the results. AI is a tool, a very powerful one, and we need to teach students how to wield it responsibly and effectively. So let's jump right into our first strategy.
My favorite starting point is using AI as a research accelerator and information summarizer. Think of it this way. Instead of students spending hours sifting through countless articles to find a few relevant points, they can use AI to quickly identify key themes, summarize long texts, or even find contrasting viewpoints on a topic.
Oh, I love this one. So the AI does the initial heavy lifting of information gathering, but the critical thinking still lands squarely on the student. They're not just accepting what AI spits out, they have to evaluate it, cross reference it, and then synthesize it into their own argument or understanding.
Precisely. The prompt might be, summarize the main arguments for and against renewable energy from these five sources. The AI does that, but then the student's task becomes, now analyze the strengths and weaknesses of each argument and formulate your own informed opinion, citing specific examples from the summaries. That's where the real learning happens.
Yeah, it shifts the cognitive load from finding the needle in the haystack to what do I do with this needle now that I have it? It teaches them source evaluation and critical analysis in a much more efficient way. And let's be honest, in the real world, no one's manually sifting through thousands of documents if a tool can do it faster.
Exactly. It's about leveraging the AI for what it's good at, processing vast amounts of data quickly so students can focus on higher order thinking skills. The core skill of critical source evaluation becomes even more crucial because now you're not just evaluating a human author, but also the AI's interpretation.
All right, point number two. This one builds on creativity. I'm a big proponent of using AI as a brainstorming and idea generation tool. You know how sometimes you hit a wall trying to come up with ideas for a story, a project, or even a solution to a problem? AI can be that impartial, endlessly creative partner.
Oh, for sure. Think about a student who's staring at a blank page for a creative writing assignment. Instead of just giving up, they could prompt the AI with, give me 5 different plot twists for a story about a detective who loses their memory. The AI provides options, but the student's job is to choose one, adapt it, and weave it into their unique narrative.
And that's key, the adapt it and weave it. It's not about the AI writing the story, it's about breaking through writer's block or offering diverse perspectives they might not have considered. Or even for a history project, generate 3 unconventional hypotheses about why the Roman Empire fell. Students then have to research and defend one of those, or even reject all of them.
It empowers them to explore more avenues, doesn't it? It expands their initial thought process. It's almost like having a whole team of diverse thinkers at their disposal, challenging them to think differently. The ownership of the final idea, the development, the argument, that's all still firmly with the student.
Exactly. It's like having a co pilot, not an autopilot. The student is still flying the plane, making all the crucial decisions. This shifts the focus from coming up with an idea to developing and refining an idea, which is a much higher level skill anyway.
And that leads perfectly into our third point, using AI as a writing coach and feedback provider. This is probably one of the most immediately practical applications that doesn't replace student effort, but enhances it significantly. Students write their essays, reports, or creative pieces, and then use AI to get constructive feedback.
This is a game changer. Imagine getting instant, detailed feedback on grammar, sentence structure, clarity, tone, or even logical flow without waiting for a teacher's red pen. The AI isn't rewriting the essay, it's highlighting areas for improvement, asking probing questions like, "Can you clarify this point?" or "Is there a stronger transition here?"
Right, so the student gets suggestions, but they have to make the judgment call. Does this suggestion improve my argument? Does it reflect my voice? They're learning to become better editors of their own work. It's not just fixing errors, it's understanding why something is an error or how to improve it.
And it can even help with things like making an argument more persuasive or identifying potential counterarguments the student hasn't considered. It's essentially a personalized writing tutor that's available 24/7, and it takes some of the pressure off teachers too, allowing them to focus on the higher level conceptual feedback.
Absolutely. It frees up valuable teacher time from marking every comma splice, so they can dive into the substance of the writing, the depth of thought, the originality of the ideas. The students get immediate iterative feedback, which is crucial for skill development, and they're still doing the work of revising and refining.
All right, for our fourth strategy, let's look at something a bit different: AI for concept explanation and personalized learning. This is huge, especially for students who learn at different paces or need concepts explained in various ways to click.
Yes. Imagine a student struggling with a complex math theorem or a historical event. Instead of just rereading the textbook, they can ask the AI, explain the Pythagorean theorem like I'm 5 years old, or describe the causes of World War I as a conversation between two rival newspaper editors. The AI adapts its explanation to the student's needs or preferred learning style.
And it doesn't just stop at explanation. The student can then ask follow-up questions, dive deeper into specific aspects, or even generate practice problems. Give me 5 word problems that use the Pythagorean theorem, or create a short quiz on the Treaty of Versailles. The student is actively engaging, not passively receiving.
It's a fantastic tool for differentiation. For gifted students, it can provide more challenging questions or delve into advanced topics. For students who are falling behind, it offers patient, non-judgmental explanations at their pace. It truly makes learning more accessible and personalized, without the AI doing the actual learning for them. They're still solving the problems, still building the understanding.
That interaction is key. It's like having a tutor right there, but one that can instantly access and process vast amounts of information and present it in novel ways. This shifts the role of the teacher, too, from being the sole purveyor of knowledge to being the facilitator and guide in this rich, AI enhanced learning environment.
Absolutely. It allows teachers to really focus on those deeper discussions, complex problem-solving scenarios, and fostering collaboration, knowing that students have a powerful tool for individual concept mastery.
And finally, for our fifth point, let's talk about something a bit more specialized but incredibly powerful, especially in STEM and social sciences: using AI for data analysis and pattern identification. This can really elevate student projects.
This is huge. Imagine a student collecting survey data for a sociology project or experimental results for a science fair. Manually sifting through hundreds or thousands of data points to find correlations or trends is incredibly time-consuming and often beyond their skill level. AI can quickly process that data.
Exactly. The student inputs their raw data, say survey responses on student stress levels, and asks the AI, identify any significant correlations between hours of sleep and reported stress levels, or group these open ended responses into common themes. The AI does the heavy computation.
But here's the crucial part. The AI doesn't interpret the meaning, it just presents the patterns. The student's job is to then interpret those findings. Why might there be a correlation between less sleep and higher stress? What do these thematic groupings tell us about student well-being? That's the intellectual leap, the critical analysis that only a human can make.
It means students can engage with much larger, more authentic datasets than ever before. It moves them beyond theoretical examples to real-world data analysis, teaching them skills that are directly applicable in university and professional settings. And they're still formulating the questions, choosing the analysis, and drawing the conclusions.
Right, the AI is the calculator for complex statistics, not the statistician. It empowers them to explore deeper scientific or social questions by removing the computational barrier. The hypothesis, the methodology, the interpretation all remain firmly in the student's domain.
So to recap, we've talked about AI as a research accelerator, a brainstorming partner, a writing coach, a personalized learning explainer, and a data analysis assistant. What's the common thread here, Alice, for why these work without students checking out?
The common thread, Robert, is that in every single one of these scenarios, the student remains the active agent, the critical thinker, the decision maker. The AI is a powerful enhancer, a support system, but never the sole driver of the learning process. It's about empowering students to do more complex, deeper thinking, not less.
It requires a shift in pedagogy, doesn't it? From produce this output to how did you use your tools to get to this understanding? It puts the emphasis back on the process of learning, the critical steps, and the human interpretation.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be an educator, and while the challenges are real, the opportunities to truly elevate learning through AI are even greater. It asks us to redefine what thinking means in the age of intelligent tools.
And that's a perfect note to end on. Thank you, Alice, for this really insightful discussion. I think these 5 strategies offer some tangible ways for educators to embrace AI positively.
My pleasure, Robert. I hope it helps many teachers out there navigate this evolving landscape.
And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. If you found today's tips helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest podcasts. We have a lot of exciting topics coming your way that you won't want to miss.
And if you're just joining us, be sure to head back and listen to our previous episodes. We've built a whole library of resources designed just for you. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
Until next time, keep innovating.
And as always, tune in to learning.